On today's edition of the Rockbridge Report.
Hurricane Matthew is surging toward the Florida coast. We've got the latest on the deadly Category 4 storm.
Plus, we'll tell you why you could pay more at your next restaurant visit in Rockbridge County.
Then we'll give you a sneak peek into how local political parties are preparing for Election Day.
Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University with news for Rockbridge County, this is the Rockbridge Report.
Welcome to today's edition of the Rockbridge Report. I'm Polly Niskova.
And I'm Samuel Mao.
And I'm Bryn McCarthy.
Millions of Atlantic Coast residents have been told to evacuate ahead of Hurricane Matthew. Our own weather anchor, Bryn McCarthy, is following the storm.
Thanks, Polly. Hurricane Matthew is gaining strength as it surges toward the U.S. The storm ripped through Haiti and Cuba earlier this week and is moving directly over the Bahamas today. It could hit Florida as early as Thursday night. More than 1,000 flights to Florida have already been canceled. CNN's Holly Furfer has the latest.
Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. Be prepared. Don't take a chance.
More than 2 million people from Florida to the Carolinas have been urged to evacuate ahead of the arrival of Hurricane Matthew, the most since Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Officials this morning warning residents along the East Coast, Matthew is going to be a deadly storm.
Time is running out. This is clearly going to either have a direct hit or come right along our coast, and we're going to have hurricane force winds. There are no excuses. You need to leave.
Expected to be a Category 4 storm when it makes landfall.
It's going to be going up the coast and could remain a major hurricane at the coast or very close to it the whole way up. That's awful.
Hurricane Matthew is expected to bring up more than 100-mile-per-hour winds, a 5 to 9 foot storm surge, inland flooding, and power outages.
If you're on the East Coast, you will lose power. You are going to lose power. Do not believe you're not going to lose power. You are going to lose power. Millions will lose power, possibly for a long period of time.
Matthew hit the island nation of Haiti as a Category 4 hurricane on Tuesday, leaving at least 23 people dead and more than 1,500 homes flooded. And is currently impacting the Bahamas, where residents are already feeling the effects of more than 100-mile-per-hour winds. In Daytona Beach, I'm Holly Furfer.
This could be the first major hurricane to touch down in Florida since 2005. I'll be back after the break with what you can expect from Matthew right here in Rockbridge County in our local forecast.
Halloween is still more than 3 weeks away, but reports of creepy activity involving clowns appear to be on the rise. Some are hoaxes, others are real, and a few have been violent. CNN's Reed Binion reports.
If you've been noticing a lot of reports about incidents involving clowns lately, you're not alone. Recent weeks have seen reports concerning clowns pop up across the country. From pranks and hoaxes,
law enforcement saying that the threats aren't credible.
It's not funny anymore.
To threats and reports of violence.
The clown said, I'm gonna cut your throat.
Even an armed robbery in Michigan this week.
I just was robbed at Walgreens, came in with a clown mask.
A handful of schools are on alert, some sending out warning letters and emails.
We went ahead and sent actually a message from the superintendent to all staff and to all parents throughout the district, letting them know we're aware of the situation.
The issue even making it to the White House.
Some local law enforcement agencies are asking the FBI and DHS what to do about creepy clown sightings. So I'm wondering if the president's aware of this phenomenon.
I don't know that the president has been briefed on this particular situation.
Horror novelist Stephen King also taking note and writing on Twitter, quote, "Hey guys, time to cool the clown hysteria. Most of them are good. Cheer up the kiddies, make people laugh." That request without a hint of irony from the man who literally wrote the book on fictional murderous clowns. The book became a TV miniseries, and it's being remade into a film set to release next year. Some wonder if the cluster of clown-related crime and reported sightings could be viral marketing. Warner Brothers says there's absolutely no connection to the film. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
A man in Bristol, Virginia reported a clown sighting on Monday night.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton will go head-to-head for the second time this Sunday night in a town hall-style debate featuring questions from voters. More than 200 movie theaters across the nation will be showing the debate for free and open to the public. Election Day is just 33 days away, and Lexington political activists are working hard to make this area's voices heard in the battleground Virginia. Reporter Mariah Rachel has the story.
While Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton have been busy taking their campaigns across the country, grassroots party volunteers in Lexington have been spreading the word about their candidates. Republican organizers say the local response to the Trump-Pence ticket has been enormous.
People want 4x8 signs, 4x4 signs, yard signs. We're registering people in here. This is the first time this has ever happened. I've been campaigning in this community since 1984. When I was a teenager campaigning for Ronald Reagan, I haven't seen response like this. And it's overwhelming and it's gratifying at the same time. We've had to raise a lot of money in order to keep up with the demand. And you know, when these folks come in and they get one of these signs, and these are new voters, these are people that typically are not engaged. They're like a kid on Christmas morning.
Republican Congressman Bob Goodlatte is also up for re-election in the 6th District. Goodlatte has been in office for 23 years, but Democrats feel good about their challenger, former Mayor of Harrisonburg, Kai Degner.
It's an uphill race in a particularly heavily Republican district, and you know, Goodlatte has become pretty entrenched over the years. This is one of those years when it seems anything can happen. We're going all out for Kai as well as for Clinton and Kaine.
And as for Lexington voters who want to get in on the action but who may not yet be registered, that should be easy to take care of in time for Election Day.
The deadline for registering to vote is October the 17th at 5 p.m. They can come by and get the application from me. I can mail it to them, or they can go on the State Board of Elections website. And they can actually do everything online. And I get it from the State Board of Elections. They can also register to vote at the DMV. So the process has been made very simple for voters.
Yowell says that she's already received 161 requests to vote absentee from Lexingtonians who will be in 18 different countries on Election Day. But for Lexington voters who plan on staying local, you can vote here at the 350 Spotswood Drive precinct on November 8th. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Mariah Rochelle.
Voters will have the chance to hear more from the presidential candidates themselves in the next debate, which will air Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time from Washington University in St. Louis. And Goodlatte and Degner will debate at noon on Monday, October 17th at E.C. Glass High School in Lynchburg.
Weddell Elementary welcomed its students home to its new building on Monday. There was nothing but excitement in the foggy air as students and their parents arrived at the new Weddell. It had been nearly 2 years since students had set foot on school grounds as a result of delayed construction on the $14 million project. Weddell students and faculty were previously stationed in modular cells behind Lauberg Downing Middle School while construction took place. The new Weddell features state-of-the-art technology, furniture, and facilities to be accessed by students and faculty. Up next on the Rockbridge Report, a meal tax increase could be coming to Rockbridge County. And Lexington has its very own Thai food battle between two local restaurants.
And later, Julia Gazelle will take us to the 4th annual Perry McClure High School Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Virginia residents, be sure to enjoy today's sunshine and high temperatures of around 70 degrees because rain is coming for us this weekend. Hurricane Matthew, a Category 4 storm, is expected to hit the United States very soon. More on that with the weather coming up soon.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary. Hi, Smokey. Only you can prevent wildfires.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
this way.
He doesn't even know that we're here.
Is he okay? Please tell me he's okay.
Laura.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no signal.
Try.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
Rockbridge County officials are supporting efforts to equalize treatment of local governments in the Virginia General Assembly this winter. The bill would give counties the same authority to increase the meals tax as cities and towns. Counties would not be obligated to increase the meals tax, but they would have the option to make the decision at the local level.
A year ago, Lexington had no restaurants offering Thai food. Now it has two. Tong Dynasty Restaurant has reopened with several renovations and a new menu that includes Thai dishes. This comes 7 months after a restaurant called Napa Thai opened on Main Street, making genuine Thai food a popular new option in town. Tong, for years a popular Chinese-American restaurant, has added 7 Thai options to its menu. It's the same as Napa Thai's main dishes, he admits, but cheaper. Suparat Prapong, the owner of Napa Thai, says that customers can taste the authenticity in her food. Both restaurant owners say that business has been up in the last month. So for now, it seems this town really is big enough for the both of them. It looks like Hurricane Matthew will head out to sea before reaching Virginia. But will we see any storms here this weekend?
We will see a few storms. We are expected to be experiencing rain in Virginia on both Friday and Saturday of this weekend. As we can see in the almanac, we are expected to be experiencing a high of 73 degrees and a low of 56 degrees. The barometer reads 30.3 inches, and we will have no wind today with a humidity of 65%. Moving to the regional map, as you can see, throughout Virginia, there is partly cloudy weather in addition to cloudy weather. Up north in Charlottesville and Stanton, high 60s. Over to the south in Roanoke, a high of 69. According to the satellite radar composite, there is some unusual activity on the East Coast caused by a Category 4 storm, Hurricane Matthew. Florida residents have been encouraged to evacuate due to the 140-mile-per-hour winds and high damage to the city. Coming up next, with the 5-day forecast, we'll be experiencing rain this weekend due to the storm, with highs of 66 and 69 on Friday and Saturday. Coming up at the start of the week, we will have sunshine, high of 70 degrees on Sunday, high 60s on Monday, and again 70 degrees on Tuesday with lows in the 40s. Back to you.
Rockbridge County High School is revamping its technical education program under the direction of its new supervisor, Stephen Wilder. The program prepares high school students for a variety of well-paid and high-skilled careers through vocational and technical crafts. Some of these trades include auto technology, construction, and the culinary arts. Wilder hopes to increase internship opportunities, update the agriculture program, and add courses in hospitality and tourism. The school administration says Wilder is helping to ensure that students are workforce ready when they graduate.
Ahead on the Rockbridge Report, Matt Kaminer shows us how one foundation that supports African widows and children found its way to Lexington.
And we'll tell you what you need to know about the upcoming mayoral debate.
Hi, may I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out!
summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
A Lexington church hosted a craft sale last week through the Rafiki Foundation, a charity that raises the standard of living in 10 African countries. Matt Kaminer has the story.
The Swahili word Rafiki means friend in English, and on October 1st, Grace Presbyterian Church hosted a craft sale through its friends at the Rafiki Foundation.
Rafiki educates and trains impoverished Africans in 10 countries through 5 training ministries. Widows Ministry trains impoverished women to build handmade crafts, most of which flew off the shelves.
Looking at products, all the bead baskets, literally all of them are gone. Half the quilts are gone.
The crafts included bead bracelets, quilts, and hats. The proceeds assist with improving the African ministries.
They're sold to us, and we sell them in the States, and 100% goes back to develop more widows programs.
Charity Navigator, an organization that rates charities, awarded Rafiki the highest possible rating of 4 stars. This is only part of what makes it so easy for volunteers to keep giving back.
I am invested in the idea that education will change the lives.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Matt Kaminer.
Keenan, sounds like New York Mets fans are hurting today.
Well, you're not wrong, Polly. I'll tell you what. Wednesday night's wild National League wildcard game, the San Francisco Giants brought the heat against the Mets. Connor Gillespie knocked out a 3-run homer in the 9th, and Madison Bumgarner continued his 23-inning postseason scoreless streak on the pitcher's mound. The Giants will continue the postseason in a Friday Division Series game against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. In tomorrow's American League action, the Toronto Blue Jays will take on the Texas Rangers, and the Boston Red Sox will face off against the Cleveland Indians. Moving on to college sports, W&L's football team is going to travel to Catholic University Saturday with big momentum from their win last weekend against Emory and Henry. The Generals put on an absolute spectacle for W&L Parents Weekend, trouncing the Wasps 49-23. Junior Gray Reams at corner picked the quarterback to run 86 yards into the end zone. That was the first defensive touchdown for the Generals since 2013. In other General sports news, women's soccer hopes to tally another W in their 7-3 season in a Saturday home opener against Bridgewater. Women's volleyball will face off against conference opponent Guilford at 12:30 p.m. Saturday and Frostburg State at 5 p.m. The Generals are looking to get back to their previous winning ways after falling to both Marymount and Mary Washington last week. Field hockey will travel to McDaniel on Saturday for a 1 p.m. game. The Lady Generals are 7-4 for the season after a big win against Randolph-Macon. In Saturday's action, sophomore Ariel Yavlars tallied her 3rd shutout of the season at goalkeeper. Men's soccer looks to continue a 9-game winning streak Saturday as the team takes on Messiah at home for a 3 p.m. game on Watt Field. VMI women's soccer is hitting the road tomorrow, though. The Keydets will face off against Western Carolina at 7 p.m. Men's soccer hosts Mercer Saturday at noon, looking to put an end to their 9-game losing streak. Keydet football is set to take on East Tennessee State University Saturday for a home game at 1:30 p.m. The Keydets are 2-2 for the season so far. SVU will travel to Montclair State Saturday in a 1 p.m. game. They're looking to end a 3-game losing streak. Both women's and men's soccer teams are set to play at Wesley Saturday evening. Now, moving on to local high school sports. Rockbridge County High School tallied yet another loss in their 0-6 season. The Wildcats took on Lord Botord, but the Cavaliers took the night with a 49-14 final score. Tough outing for Rockbridge County. Perry McClure faced off against Auburn High School Friday under the lights. The Fighting Blues clobbered the Eagles 36-3 in their Hall of Fame game, taking their record to 5-1 on the season. Now, both the Wildcats and the Perry McClure Fighting Blues have this Friday off. PMHS will travel to James River High next week. Rockbridge County will take on Fleming at home. But Perry McClure won't be under the lights tomorrow night. Their game last Monday marked a very special occasion. That's it for sports, but here's more on the Fighting Blues tribute to some legends.
Perry McClure High School held one of Buena Vista's most cherished events in its gymnasium on Saturday. Julia Gazelle was there and has the story.
Almost 300 students, graduates, coaches, teachers, and community members packed the Perry McClure High School gym Saturday night for the school's induction banquet into its Athletic Hall of Fame. The 6 new members inducted into this year's class were also honored at the Blues varsity football game Monday night. For such a small town, Buena Vista turns out an impressive number of talented athletes and coaches.
We've had 15 baseball players that have made it to some level of Major League Baseball. And of course, the most famous would be Charlie Manuel.
Former manager of the Philadelphia Phillies, Charlie Manuel, was one of the first athletes inducted into the Hall of Fame when it started 4 years ago. But famous baseball players aren't the only faces you'll see on the plaques at Perry McClure. In fact, most members played more than one sport, and many of them coached. But Hall of Fame committee member Mac Feltz says there's one thing a Perry McClure Hall of Famer has to have that's more important than athletic ability: character.
What have they done to represent this community? What character examples do they exhibit that make them a credit to the community, a credit to the school, credit to their family?
One of this year's inductees, Preston Evans, is the perfect example of a quality of a person you can find in the Hall of Fame.
The reason I'm in the Hall of Fame is because of others, not necessarily me.
Evans excelled in track in the 100, 220, and 400-yard dashes and mile relay at Perry McClure. Evans is one of 2 coaches added to the Hall of Fame wall this year. The other is Dave Ellison. Greg Bartley, a star on the diamond, court, and field, was also inducted. Joe Wheeler, a Perry McClure and Virginia Tech football all-star, and late baseball icons Bobby and Jimmy Wagner are now the first of 2 brothers amongst 27 members.
Sports are a pretty big deal in most small towns, but there's nothing quite like Buena Vista's pride for the Blues. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Julia Gazelle.
At the end of the ceremony, the committee presented Perry McClure's back-to-back state championship softball their championship rings. The committee also retired 3 jerseys from the class of 2016.
The 2 men vying to be the next mayor of Lexington will debate for the first time on Tuesday night. City Council members Frank Friedman and Chuck Smith will take questions from state and local government students at Washington and Lee at 7:30 p.m. in the Milheiser Moot Courtroom in Lewis Hall. The event is free and doors open to the public at 6:30. The candidates will speak again at a forum hosted by the Chamber of Commerce on October 25th at 6 p.m. at the Hampton Inn Cala Alto in Lexington.
Thanks for watching the Rockbridge Report. Tune in on Tuesday for an update at 3 p.m. And we're always online at rockbridgereport.wlu.edu.